Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a while since I posted a video. Today we're going to answer a couple questions that I received about for Japanese. I actually waited until there were a good amount of questions so I could make one video. Okay, so I won't take much of your time and just go straight to the questions. Okay, the first question is, should I learn romaji? Okay, well, for those who don't know, romaji is when they write Japanese using Latin characters. For example, instead of having the Hiragana or the Kanji, you have the normal letters like A, B, C, D to represent Japanese words. I would say my personal opinion is drop romanization. Don't use it. I don't see any advantage in it unless you're only learning the language to speak it. But reading is an intrinsic part of language, so it is really necessary to be able to read the language on its original, especially because romanization is being dropped by most people anyway. So you're going to find books that are romanized, books written in romaji, but I would say learn hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Don't waste your time learning through romaji because you're going to need to learn the writing system anyway. This is not something that you'll be able to avoid. Okay, so basically go straight to the written characters, and that's not only in Japanese, is in any language that has a different script from English or Portuguese or Spanish or whatever. Okay, second question: studying kanji before hiragana. That doesn't work, especially because in Japanese, hiragana has more usage than kanji, and most times people will make use of hiragana in case they don't remember the kanji, or the kanji is kind of rare or not as common. So if you learn hiragana before, you're going to be much better off than starting with kanji. It's like learning Shakespeare before being able to read Dr. Seuss. That doesn't work like that. So you start with the hiragana, then move on to katakana, then go to kanji. Okay, writing names in kanji. A lot of people, I see a lot of people wanting to write their names, especially for tattoos, in kanji, in Japanese kanji. That doesn't work either. Unless you have a Japanese name, you're probably going to mess up in the kanji because there are different ways to read it. There are different uses for it, and Japanese people don't write foreign names in kanji. Only Chinese, all they have are the ideograms, the symbols, or the kanji, the hanzi, the hanja, whatever you want to call. So if you want to write your name in Japanese, use katakana, which is the one they use to write foreign names. Then how useful is katakana? Just like I said, katakana is used to express names and foreign words. So words that are not natural to Japanese, they would use katakana to express them. And onomatopoeia, that means the how you write a sound. For example, talk talk is the sound of somebody knocking on the door, right? So since it became a written way, talk talk is called an onomatopoeia because it is the written representation of the sound of somebody knocking on a door. Okay, so katakana is used for that, for onomatopoeia, for representation of sounds, foreign words and names. Okay, then a couple questions that I will put in this video for Japanese and for Mandarin also. How much will the knowledge of Mandarin influence in studying Japanese? Well, in Japanese, each ideogram, each kanji will have two readings, two ways to pronounce it. One is the original Chinese pronunciation, and the other one is the Japanese pronunciation. So if you already know the Japanese one, it will help you to remember and to identify the kanji in case you come across it. And it will help you to predict or infer the meaning of that word. So it is going to be really helpful. As far as the speaking goes, it is not going to help because Mandarin has a different grammar from Japanese. The way they use prepositions and indicate parts of speech is different too. So that's not gonna help your Japanese. So it's basically in writing the kanji, identifying it, and knowing the Chinese pronunciation of them. Okay, so now an opposite question, but in the same lines. How much will the knowledge of Japanese influence in studying Mandarin? Very little. Very little. Why? Because the amount of kanji used in Japanese is extremely lower than in Mandarin. And most of the pronunciations used in Japanese will not be used in Mandarin. So, for example, in compound words in Japanese, they tend to use the original sound or a close pronunciation of the original sound of Mandarin. But when you're using the kanji as a unique word or part of a verb, for example, they generally will have a different pronunciation from Mandarin. Other than that, grammar, like I said before, is different, pronunciation is different, word order, grammar indicators like particles. There are no particles in Mandarin, but they are essential to Japanese. So there's much more advantage coming from Mandarin to Japanese, because the hardest part of Japanese are the kanji, than it is advantageous from a Japanese speaker to learn Mandarin. There's very little that you can transfer from that. Okay, so these are the questions for today. I hope this will be helpful to you in learning Japanese, and especially starting learning Japanese. If you have any more questions, just send it to me, and I'll see you in the next questions and answers for Japanese. I'll see you guys later.